Hello and welcome back to live coverage of the Apex Gaming $20,000 Modern Invitational here in Caldwell, Ohio. I'm Todd Tandy Anderson, joined by Ross Merriam. Say hi, Ross.
Hi, Ross.
And we are in the finals. Two players left battling it out for the championship. The winner gets their name and likeness on a token for all time. And the loser, well, still gets a nice chunk of change. Ross, tell us who's in the finals.
Well, Primeval Titan is in the finals.
Oh,
It's all over the finals.
oh yeah. I love searching for
Just
lands.
trampling
Oh
over the
yeah.
finals. Both players on Amulet Titan. In one corner, we have Gabriel Bolanek, one of the last players to qualify for this tournament because he got in yesterday in the second and last LCQ. And making the most of his opportunity today. His opponent, Colvos, a mainstay here on the Apex series, plays a lot of Amulet Titan,
Mhm.
very experienced with this deck. But this mirror match really comes down to speed. Neither player has a deck advantage. They're playing a 73 card mirror, and
Oh,
one of the two cards that's different is a fetch land. Functionally the same, but a different name. And the difference in their sideboard is fourth Boseiju versus Vexing Bauble. So not particularly relevant in the mirror match. It's really going to be about who's on the play, which is Colvos, and who can have more busted amulet starts.
yeah. Well, let's take a look at the bracket so we can tell the story of what happened in today's top eight here at the 20K Invitational. We had John Tagliarini going in first seed with Boros Energy, was felled by Gabriel Bolanek, who's here in the finals now with Amulet Titan. We saw Ryan Bellamy on Amulet Titan, defeated by Brendan Lane on Demir Murktide. Michael Kowalczyk on Boris Energy, defeated by Kolvos. That's common, right? Amulet Titan just defeating everybody. That's wild.
Well, it was certainly common for Amulet Titan to defeat Boris Energy. We've
Yes.
watched that matchup 4 or 5 times today, and Amulet won every single time.
Yeah. TJ Radizak on Amulet Titan defeats Jonathan Fesmeyer on Hollow One. And then moving into the top four bracket, we got to watch Gabriel Bolanek take down Brendan Lane. And Brendan Lane, unfortunately, could not beat Titan in back-to-back matchups, which means that there's at least one Titan in the finals. Kolvos on Amulet Titan versus TJ Radizak with two Amulet Titan decks. TJ Radizak was beaten Kolvos in the finals. That's 2 for 2 Amulet Titan in the finals. And now Amulet Titan guaranteed to hold the trophy. And we're just got to see whose face we plug in behind this trophy when we do the Photoshop. So both players are ready in the feature match area. So without further ado, it's the finals here at Apex Gaming. This is the last match of the year.
Let's get to it.
On your right, that's Gabriel Bolanek. On your left, Cole Vos. Neither of these players are strangers to the Apex series.
How many turns do you think this match is?
2 games, 9 turns. That's turn one. Turn two.
Okay,
Maybe that's too few. We'll see.
both players have an amulet on turn one. Vos is going to come a little bit later off the Urza Saga, but Bolanek casting one naturally off of Urza's Cave. Vos' turn two is just Hedge Maze Pass.
So Cole was on the play and has that Saga, so that will come into play on 3, and Cole might be able to find a kill there. Bolanek with that turn 1 amulet start again. Could have a second amulet here and a powerful turn. Let's see how he wants to play it.
Yeah. With Cole keeping 7, I have to imagine he has a turn 3 Titan lined up. I don't think you can keep 7s that are any worse than that in this mirror, but Bolanek might have a turn 2.
Well, plays a Boseiju as his land. I can't imagine that that's a kill.
I mean, it is a bit of a sign of strength. Okay, going to return the Boseiju. You would like to use this to destroy Urza Saga.
Wow, nicely done. Bolanek pitches the Boseiju, and we will knock out the Urza Saga before it finds Amulet. We will get to replace the land as Kolvos with the search. We're going to find Forest. I can't wait till they make Simic Growth Chamber that's a forest island. And then when you Boseiju, you get 2 mana.
So, finds the forest, and now Cole's plans are shattered.
Okay. And Bolanek passes. Cole needs to find another amulet quickly. Draws for turn. I believe that was another land, a very common draw step in this archetype. 32 lands out of the 60 main deck cards. Here's an Arboreal Grazer for Cole.
Off of a shifting woodland. And then Simic Growth Chamber put in, bouncing the woodland. So Cole's now only on 4 mana. He's not even set up to Titan next turn.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Your amulet, not there. But Gablonic doesn't have a land to play. Kolvas in the driver's seat.
Okay, neither player with a particularly explosive draw. Missing your third land drop, though, is tough in this Amulet deck.
And we find Spelunking. That's a virtual amulet, and I think we can do a lot of infinite stuff with that Spelunking. Here's a Simic Growth Chamber number 2. It's going to enter untapped, and we have to return a land from play to hand. Cole chooses Shifting Woodlands. 2 mana. That's Malevolent Rumble. 4 cards go into the reveal. Keep 1, put 1 in.
The One Ring, Lotus Field, Urza Saga. Not sure what that green card is.
Grazer.
That's a Grazer?
Yeah. Okay. One Ring could be good if we don't have any juice, but it looks like Cole just going to say, I need to ramp. And we're going to play that World Grazer maybe next turn to get a little bit of a boost in acceleration thanks to the Spelunking.
Yeah. So Cole almost certainly has it next turn, and Balonic's still stuck on lands, so nothing going on the other side of the table.
I believe that's a Dryad of Elysian Grove, and no land last turn. Do we have one this turn? And no. Passes back. Kolvos going to draw. Finds Amulet of Vigor. But we already have the Spelunking. I'm not sure how much that changes things.
So Shifting Woodland. Now Vos has access to 7 mana.
This is Scape Shift. I think this is a kill, and Blahnik packs it in. Game 1 goes to Kolvos in fast fashion.
Yeah. The Scape Shift is going to find a bunch of Lotus Fields to make lots of mana. It's going to find a bounce land in Teleria West to go find a threat that wins the game.
Yeah, you know, both these players are well versed. They know they're dead. They pack it in. We don't. Maybe I don't know they're dead. Maybe you don't know they're dead, but they know they're dead. It's like watching grandmasters play chess. It's like 7 moves ahead. They lost their queen. They just topple. I don't want to play another 40 rounds.
Kolvos takes game 1 on the play. Now Balonik back against the wall. Vos will have a chance to break serve here and take the match 2-0. Otherwise, we'll go to a game 3 where Cole will be back on the play.
All right, as these players shuffle up in sideboard here for game number 2, Ross, why don't you take a look at? I guess start with Balonik since we're going to be on the play on that side. What cards does he have to bring in for the mirror match?
So both players have the following 14 cards. 1 Colossal Sky Turtle, a 2nd copy of Dryad of the Elysian Grove, 2 Force of Vigor, a Gemstone Caverns, a Generous Ent, a Ghost Vacuum, 4 Mystical Dispute, and 2 Pyroclasm, and a 3rd Spelunking.
Weird question. Do you think Mystical Dispute can come in as like a 3-mana counterspell for your stupid Titans or whatever?
3 mana leak is going to muck up your draws more than it's going to interfere with your opponents.
Fair enough.
So the one difference in their sideboards, Gabriel Balonik has a singleton Vexing Bauble. Kolvos has a 4th copy of Boseiju Who Endures. So once again, advantage Cole, since Boseiju can do some good disrupting. Can destroy Urza Sagas, Amulet of Vigors, pesky bounce lands and such. So the Boseiju will certainly come in for Cole. The Vexing Bauble will not be coming in for Balonik. As far as the rest of it, Gemstone Caverns will come in for the player on the draw, of course. Spelunkings will likely come in just to be more explosive. And maybe they want Force of Vigor to destroy opposing Amulet of Vigors and Urza Sagas.
Yeah, definitely. And both players have access to essentially the same sideboard aside from the 4th Boseiju, I believe is what you said.
Yeah, it's 4th Boseiju versus 1st Vexing Bauble.
Okay. These players here are both taking a mulligan to 6. As they're shuffling, I'd like to say thank you to our primary sponsor for the Apex series. That's Ultimate Guard. Ultimate Guard is the industry leader when it comes to TCG supplies, from the Katana sleeves to the Archive deck box. Check your local game store for Ultimate Guard products today. Both players looking at 6-card hands. Balonik will be first to act in terms of mulligan decision, and Vos will likely wait until Balonik makes that decision before making theirs.
I see at least 1 amulet in Cole's hand.
Okay, Balonik going to keep 6.
Like the rest, I guess.
And Cole going to go to 5. All right, on 5. Is it just amulets and bounce lands? What do you need? What do you want?
Same thing you want on 7. Amulets, lands that make a lot of mana with amulets, and a Primeval Titan.
Yeah.
Amulet. If Vos can have, 2 amulets, a land that makes mana, a Lotus Field, and a Primeval Titan, that 5 will kill on turn 2.
Okay, I see lands and amulets, so it looks like we're going to keep this 5. Let's see what Cole wants to put on the bottom.
Yeah, looks like Teleria West, Valakut the Molten Pinnacle, An
Yeah, I saw
Explorer.
some green cards too. There's no explorers in the
Yeah,
deck,
maybe
right?
it's got to be a Rumble. It's TJ that was playing the Explorers.
Yeah, I believe Bellamy was also playing some explorers. Okay, 2 going to the bottom, and then we'll be off. I see a Force of Vigor for Bolonic, so this could be a longer game with a bit more interaction to blow up the amulets and the sagas. Okay, finalizing that decision, and we're off. Vestige passed. No amulet for Bolonic. That's the first time I've seen Bolonic on camera with no turn 1 amulet.
And this is not the game where he wants to miss.
You know, I was thinking that too, but maybe it is. Maybe the mirror after sideboard becomes a lot more about trading for the amulets, and so the games just naturally go longer. And so if you have checks for theirs, maybe it's just okay to keep those.
Yeah, Bolonic does have a Boseiju in hand. Vo's playing Boseiju on turn 1 to deploy the amulet. Can bring that back to hand later with a bounce land.
And I do see a Gruul Turf over there for Cole, so that will be a possibility, and we'll be able to hold up the Boseiju throughout the entirety of Bolonic's next turn as well, assuming the amulet still around. Basuva going to copy Boseiju and pass turn.
So a very slow start for Bolonic. No spells on either of his first 2 turns.
He's going to wait, I think, for the second amulet type card to come down before deploying this Force of Vigor, but it should be quite potent once it hits. Cole passes turn. Bolonic draws. Looks like a Primeval Titan. I'm not quite sure. Didn't get a great look. A lot of green cards in hand, though.
There's a Dryad of the Elysian Grove in Bolonic's hand, so that can be cast this turn.
I'm not even sure he has another land to play after that, though. Might miss land drop again.
Yeah, just as the Boseiju, I think. So land light for a second straight game.
We did mulligan, and we have Force of Vigor, so it's okay to kind of play that slower game, but missing land drop here is going to be tough, and Amulet of Vigor is going to get popped. Once again, Cole going to be playing this game without Amulet for at least a turn or two, but Bolonic looks like we're going to miss a land drop again, and this looks like a repeat of game number 1.
Yeah, the 32 land deck not finding lands in the finals.
You know, you have to keep a lot of like 2-landers sometimes when you play this deck, and just hope that your deck gives you those lands that you're missing. Pass back to Cole. Boral Grazer's the draw. We have a Gruul Turf. I'm going to pick up Hedge Maze, floating a mana. Here's our Boral Grazer off the floating mana. Hedge Maze again. Digging deeper, looking for another amulet. Wants to combo as quickly as possible.
Mills of Forest with a Surveil. That means Vose likely has another untapped land in hand for next turn, and that will get him to the magic number of 6.
Here's Lotus Field. I'm going to pass the turn. Maybe we had Lotus Field for a while. Chose not to play it last turn, but I'm not so sure. Urza Saga's the land for Cole. Shields are down, though. We know Bolonic has Force of Vigor, but that doesn't stop a hard cast Primeval Titan from hand.
Bolonic could Force of Vigor the Urza Saga with the first chapter trigger on the stack.
Maybe that's what he's thinking about, because otherwise Titan's coming down this turn, maybe.
And he does. Exiles the Arboreal Grazer to the alternate cost of the Force.
Okay. And passing of the turn. Back to Bolonic.
What can he find off the top to try to steal this one? That's Urza's Cave. So at least another land, but he's only on 4 mana.
And just has to pass back. Cole looking for land number 6, but finds a tapped Vesuva. We'll see if that wants to copy something like a Lotus Field here.
Getting very punished for surveilling the forest into the graveyard because the Urza Saga was not safe.
Okay.
Just copies Hedge Maze, Gruul Turf to the graveyard off of that surveil.
Cracking the Urza's Cave. We're going to go get a land that's Echoing Deep. Curious what we're going to copy. Echoing Deeps, excuse me.
Looks like he's copying Urza's Saga and now gets a chapter counter.
Okay. So now we're going to go to chapter 2 and we can start making constructs. But more importantly, next turn we'll be able to get Amulet of Vigor, and we might be able to find a kill that way if we get a little lucky.
Yeah, that could get Gabe up and running, but Vos is going to be up and running next turn, and I don't know if Gabe has another piece of disruption.
Right, but a hardcast from Evil Titan with no untappers is scary, but it's not that scary, and there is nothing from Cole, just a passing of the turn after a mirror pool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so Bolonic going to be making a construct token here, and we're going to go back his way, and we're going to see what we can do for this turn. Cole going to upkeep, destroy Saga. Oh, we should have done this on our turn while this was tapped out, because now we can make another Saga token.
Yeah, if Foes was planning on hardcasting it anyway, could have done that on his own end step.
Maybe tricking Bolonic into activating, knowing that the token's just not going to be relevant based on something, but doesn't end up mattering too much.
So both players now back to the drawing board. Bolonic needs to find mana, Foes needs to find a threat.
Yeah, both players have sufficiently disrupted each other via force of vigor. We'll see who's the first one to draw the big baddie.
Not sure what that land is that Foes just played.
Mm-hmm. It entered tapped. Kind of looks like Command Tower, but I know it's not. We'll figure it out. Cole gonna tap 2. Here's Malevolent Rumble. Maybe that's Crumbling Vestige.
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay. Top 4 cards. We're gonna get a spawn, and we find some juice. Let's go off.
Okay, takes the Primeval Titan. Has enough mana to cast it. And Bolonic needs his next draw step to be very good. Because I don't think he's getting another one.
Okay. Well, Titan gonna come down and go grab 2 lands. We already have a Mirror Pool in play. We have a ton of physical lands already as well. And I wonder if any can help us find a combo kill next turn that's guaranteed. And I think that Cole is looking for that as well. Shifting Woodlands is a nice one. It can copy something from the graveyard. I wonder if maybe you go get Handmore Battlements so that next turn when you mirror pool your Titan, you can give that one haste and attack with both. I wonder if there's anything on that. But looks like Bolonic does find mana number 6 here with Urza Saga, and might be doing something here. Here's 6 mana. And that's Lumra. Lumra on the screen here. This one is a pretty major addition to the Titan deck, significantly better than our the Colossus. What was it? The 7-drop Colossus that was played forever. The Cultivator Colossus. This one allows for a lot of infinite combos. Pretty powerful stuff.
But here, no way to untap these lands, so Bolonic will have to pass the turn back.
Get 1 mana off a Crumbling Vestige. Not sure if anything else can be done.
The Echoing Deeps can copy a Crumbling Vestige, and Vesuva can copy one of Cole's bounce lands,
which is also a Crumbling Vestige. So we have the ability to copy multiple. Oh, to bounce the Boseiju and blow up a land.
Yeah, Bolonic has access to Boseiju if he wants it.
Okay, and that's basically just to blow up the mirror pool. I think everything else seems rather inconsequential.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Okay, so
Vesuva has to copy something that was already on the battlefield. Echoing Deeps can copy any of the lands that is entering alongside it because they are in the graveyard as Bolonic is making the decision.
Okay. So Bolonic's making those choices of what they are.
Looks like he copied a Hedge Maze.
Okay. And we're just going to pass the turn. So, can Cole win this game and match and become the Apex champion? This is the turn. Finds Crumbling Vestige. I don't know if we can physically kill this turn, but we can gain a ton of lands.
Yeah, I'm not sure what there is to be done.
We have
Talaria West. Doesn't have a Spelunking or an Amulet.
No Spelunking, no Amulet. Do we have a Shifting Woodlands to copy an Amulet in the graveyard? We could Talaria West for Shifting Woodlands, copy, and then attack with Titan, and then maybe combo post-combat. Okay, we're going to start with Transmute Talaria West. We have our Boreal Grazer in hand that we can play as well.
Counting up to see how big this Lumra is. Looks like a 10-10.
That's what I got. You're the math guy, though. I don't know. It's hard to count to 10. I only got 9 fingers.
Everybody knows math majors can't count.
I lost one trying to steal your french fries. Cole going digging. Titan resolving right now. We're Transmute Talaria West. We're Summoner's Pact. We're Summoner's Pact 4. Dryad of Leasing Grove.
Oh, could go for a Dryad kill.
Yeah. Maybe playing that Vestige pre-combat was a mistake. Maybe we needed the blue mana, but no, I see a Hedge Maze over there. Oh, wow. Wonder if we checked it. But I don't know if it's a... We'll see. Anyway, here's Dryad.
Should be fine because of the mirror pool. So Vose can mirror pool the Primeval Titan after playing the Dryad, and then get Valakut and a land, then attack with Primeval Titan and get Vesuva copying Valakut and another land.
Vesuva's already in play. I'm not sure if there's a second Vesuva or not.
There's not.
Okay, well here's the Dryad. Cole gonna play Boseiju. I guess this is to get enough mana to activate the mirror pool before attacks.
It's also possible that Cole sends 4 Valakut triggers at Lumra. But I'm not sure he has enough lands to do that. I guess with the mirror pool he does.
Titan trigger. Valakut plus. Pull Simic Growth Chamber to the front. So likely wants to bounce Vesuva to recopy. And we do have the Arboreal Grazer in hand, so I think we will be able to do exactly that.
Yeah, so this will be 6 damage. But now, because he attacked instead of mirror pooling first, he's forced to mirror pool before he can Grazer.
Good call. Perhaps a misstep. We'll see if all roads lead to Rome. We'll see where the 6 damage goes as well.
So I only count 18 then. He can get 6 off of this trigger, mirror pool, find 2 more lands, get 6 more, and then post-combat, once the Vesuva's in hand, get 6 damage off of grazering that onto the battlefield.
Well, maybe land or life totals were just wrong, because it looks like we've gone down to 12. And Boseiju going to go back to hand.
But now Vose has no more mana for the Arboreal Grazer, and this is post-combat.
No, this is still inside combat.
Yeah, so 6 damage went upstairs from the 2 Valakut triggers, and now the mirror pool is happening.
I believe we still have 1 land drop left to make, but I'm not positive. Here's
okay, with a land drop, Cole will be fine. So this is 6 more damage, and then he has, and he can bounce back the Vesuva. Then he can play Boseiju, get 3 more damage, and then Grazer in the Vesuva copying Valakut gets 6 more damage, and that's 21. Even if Lumra blocks the Primeval Titan. So I think Cole has found a winning line here with Dryad and Valakut.
We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out. Got a lot of triggers on the stack. I think Cole really thinking through it, and Blahnik could have another Force of Vigor here, and it looks like they do. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay, so now I think there's also a Simic Growth Chamber bounce trigger on the stack still as well. Mistrigger? Well, mistrigger's mistrigger. I don't know.
It looks like the Primeval Titan did get through. Surprised that the Lumra didn't block it, but I guess Blahnik didn't want the Valakut to take it down, but you had the Valakut checked. Not sure what was going on there.
Me neither.
Either way, Blahnik is getting another turn here. He did have to pitch a Primeval Titan to cast the Force of Vigor, so he might not have another threat. Certainly has plenty of mana at this point, and and has a mirror pool. But mirror pool only copies creatures you control, so you can't copy Vose's Primeval Titan. I'm not sure how much copying Loomer does at this point.
Once Cole gets to untap, we'll be able to Shifting Woodlands, the Dryad, and then the 2 Primeval Titans should be lethal without much help. Okay, we're going to start with Urza's Cave. Sacrifice, going to go get a land and put it on the battlefield tapped. Finds the Shifting Woodlands. Such a powerful card, Shifting Woodlands. Being able to copy all those cool permanents in the graveyard as long as you have Delirium, but somewhat easy to get Delirium in Modern. This land is quite good with permanents like the One Ring and Underworld Breach, but here it's usually copying all sorts of cool stuff.
So I'm not sure what it's copying here. There's another thing copying Spelunking, since that Lotus Field now entered untapped.
Okay. Polonic knocked a card on the floor, not sure where from. I think it was Graveyard. I think it's Arboreal Grazer, just fell on the ground. Okay, minor dexterity issue, but handled by the judges around.
Going to shuffle that card back in, and the players will continue.
Alright, so if that Shifting Woodlands is copying Spelunking, we have Lotus Field trigger on the stack. We're going to float 3 mana, and then we're going to sack 2 Lotus Fields, and now we Mirror Pool on Lumra, and that will create an infinite loop, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it should. The only question is how much mana is he generating on each loop? Is it enough? Yeah, well Millie knows it definitely is.
And 2 Lotus Fields always sacking themselves, it should be enough, but you're right, it can be close. We'll see how much he's going to do here, and I think once he demonstrates a loop that gains mana, that should be enough.
Yeah, at this point, I think the loop is established, and Vose is just making Bolonic play it out. But this should be a Game 2 win for Gabriel Bolonic, and we will get a 3rd and deciding game in our Season 4 Invitational Finals.
Okay, so we've established the loop, and at this point, I believe Bolonic has just announced infinite mana, and we are not even going to sack with the Lotus Field because it's or we're only going to sack Lotus Field when we need to return something from the graveyard back to play. But when you announce Infinity, you can kind of shortcut a lot of stuff. Here's a Shifting Woodlands #2 that can copy something else from the graveyard.
Yeah, he just needs to start copying Primeval Titans and making copies of Primeval Titans once he has the mana that he needs, and then he can use the Hanwar Battlements to give them all haste.
Looks like we're going to go for a Dryad of Elysian Grove.
This will also work.
Yeah. And Cole sees the writing on the wall, packs it in. Gabriel Bolonic evens it up 1-1.
Yeah, the one Dryad, one Valakut package that both these players have really simplifies the endgame kills.
Yeah. All right, as these players are shuffling up for game number 3, I don't think too much is going to change in regards to the
one Gemstone Caverns will come in, one will come out.
Yeah. And so while they shuffle up, I'd like to take this time to say thanks to our sponsors for Apex Con and the Apex Invitational. SpiceRack.gg is our partner. They have a wonderful piece of tournament software that we've been utilizing. Check out SpiceRack.gg if you're a player looking for tournaments or an organizer looking to run a tournament. Sponsored by Ultimate Guard, the industry leader when it comes to TCG supplies, from the Katana sleeves to the Archive deck box. Wings Etc. Grill and Pub. It's a great place to take your friends and family for some sports on TV and some good food. And last but not least, Ghost Energy for keeping us hydrated and energized on these long tournament weekends. Ross is counting down. We're getting close to the end. 1 game left.
Only 1 game left in all of 2024. No Magic allowed after today.
I'm going to go home and play Magic Online tomorrow. I don't know what you're talking about.
Not allowed.
Okay, banned. Definitely not going to be playing Amulet Titan. This is like too much chocolate, you know? Maybe a little Amulet Titan here and there. It's a treat.
What a brilliant deck.
It really is. It really is. Genius deck building. The Aftermath Analyst and the Lumra, the Mirror Pool, many of the new lands, Echoing Deeps, Urza's Cavern, just so much gorgeous interaction.
That's really the only deck that still exists from the early days of Modern.
Hmm. I don't know. Boris Energy has Lightning Bolt in it. Does that count?
Some of the lists don't even have Bolt.
Oh no.
A lot of them didn't this weekend.
They're gonna have to reprint Bolt into Standard just to see it, have it see play somewhere. It's not good enough. Okay, Cole gonna take a quick mulligan here, but I believe Bolonic is keeping, or at least thinking about keeping. We'll see in just a moment. Okay, looks like a keep. Game 3, Amulet Titan Mirror for all the marbles. Ross knows a thing or two about marbles. Who's got them? You or Corey?
I do.
Y'all ever like put them up for grabs for like a?
I won them when I won our Just Guy Breach Mirror in Columbus 2 years ago.
That's sick. Every time y'all play, y'all swap them. Whoever wins.
Yeah, we haven't played a sanctioned match against each other since.
All right. Cole gonna keep 6. One card going to the bottom, and we're gonna be off to the races. I see Amulet of Vigor. Cole on the play.
There's a Saga and Simic Growth Chamber, so this could be a very explosive draw, but also could be very bad against Force of Vigor.
That's what I was about to say. Force of Vigor here is gonna be a kick in the teeth.
Bolonic matches it, and I think Cole has the Force.
So, 2 great starts from both players, but Cole's is significantly better here with that Force of Vigor. I think there's still approximately 1 turn here. Gabriel Blunt needs to draw Force of Vigor, or else maybe the game's over.
I don't think Vos has a threat. I think it's just another.
Threats are easy. Threats are easy to find.
It's just another Grazer.
Oh, is that time? It's prime time, baby! Yeah. Floats a mana. Passed by the amulet quickly on accident. Maybe on purpose.
Okay, this should be game. We have 2 colorless from the Sagas, 4 mana from the double amuleted Simic Growth Chamber, and a Primeval Titan. Just the classic turn 3 kill while also killing your first 2 permanents.
Yeah. Is there any artifact other than Amulet of Vigor that Cole would be considering here? Or is this just a, how do I lose? How do I lose here if I go for a Primeval Titan?
I mean, the only other 1 mana artifact in the deck is Expedition Map, and I have a hard time thinking that Vos is going to search for that. I think he's just planning out the rest of his turn now.
What is this planning you speak? Just tap, turn sideways, search, land, haste, make copies, attack, win.
Yeah, but you got to do it all in the right order. Wow, gets the map.
Can go get Lotus Field.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't do it either. Interesting. Clara West. Maybe it wasn't a Primeval Titan drawn. It must have been a Force of Vigor. They look similar.
So Cole can play the Growth Chamber, bouncing itself. No, that only makes 2 mana now. I was going to say, could save himself the mana next turn by transmuting this turn, but it's going to be 1 short of that. So I think Bolonic will get 1 more turn.
At least. We're not sure if Cole has a threat here.
I do think I see our Boreal Grazer, so that could allow Cole to transmute Teleria West to this turn, which saves him 3 mana next turn, but the Grazer could net at least 3 mana.
Okay, passes back Bolonic. Still some life in the tank here. Force has the land. Here's Rumble. Going digging. Top 4. Puts a permanent in hand. Gets an 0-1 Scion.
That's another Rumble, a Titan, a Grazer, and a Wooded Foothills.
Takes Titan. Might have needed the threat and now has it. There was some mana and a ramp spell in there with the Grazer.
But what he really needs is his own copy of Force of Vigor.
Okay, back to Cole.
Well, Cole's counting. Wants to make sure he doesn't screw this up.
Thinking about another Force of Vigor here on the end step for the Saga. Doesn't find it. We're going to go Saga. Trigger.
Once you get on trigger the Urza Saga, I think you can know that Bolonic doesn't have it, because Bolonic's not going to let you get the amulet because Cole gets to play a land before Gabe gets priority. So you have to kill the Saga plus the amulet. You don't get to tag the amulet to the second amulet.
Okay, Grazer.
Yeah, so the Growth Chamber is 4 mana, down to 3 for the Grazer. now up to 7.
Okay.
One for the Teleria West as well as 8, and one from the Urza Saga before it went away is 9. That's the 9 he needs to transmute plus cast.
There it is.
the
Didn't
event.
have the threat, but used that expedition map to go get Talaria West. And now Koval's in the driver's seat. Let's see if he can win the game this turn. Here's Titan with 2 Amulet of Vigors in play. It should be elementary at this point. And that's it! Kovos is your champion! Congratulations! Amulet Titan is victorious! Arboreal Grazer keeps winning!
Yeah, couple weak draws there from Bolonic in the finals, but Cole navigating crisply and cleanly and having the key Force of Vigor in Game 3
Wow.
takes it down.
Awesome stuff. Okay, I'm going to go get Cole, and I'm going to let you do the post-game interview. Sounds good?
And then we'll wrap it up
All right, I'll be right back.
this weekend and for this year. Just a dominant performance from Amulet Titan on the weekend. As I said earlier, 5 players piloting the deck out of our 72-player field, 4 of them making the top 8, 3 of them making the top 4, and 2 of them making the finals. About as good of a showing as you can possibly have, and especially coming on the heels of our last open month where Ryan Bellamy on Amulet Titan took down both tournaments. So Amulet Titan is on a 3-tournament winning streak here on the Apex Series, and will carry that winning streak into next year, into 2025. But for now, Colvos is coming. We'll talk to him a little bit and hand out some hardware. Well, Cole, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is yours. Please
Excellent.
be careful with it. It's very sharp.
I see that. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So, Cole, we've seen you around here on the Apex series for a while. I know you've played a lot of this Amulet Titan deck. So I want to talk to you a little bit about your specific list, because you and Gabe have a very similar list, only differing by 1 functional card, and you each played a different fetch land. So relative to some of the other lists we saw from Ryan Bellamy, TJ Radizak, you have 3 copies of Malevolent Rumble and no copies of Explorer. Tell me about that decision.
So I'm not the biggest Explorer fan because I think it makes mulliganing a lot more difficult with the deck. And I saw a list earlier in the week that was playing Malevolent Rumble, and the justification was we have a lot of one-of permanents to find with
lands.
it. Yeah, the lands, and also like the creatures and the sideboard cards, like the turtle, the ghost vacuum,
Okay,
stuff like
The
that.
generous Ent.
Sure. The end as well. So it just really helps you find that missing piece and helps you get there. So
And then the other unique aspect of your list, the Dryad of the Elysian Grove and Valakut. This is kind of old tech that you two brought back, not something that other Amulet players have. Tell me about why you wanted access to those cards.
dealing damage to creatures is good, especially whenever energy is putting a bunch of creatures into play, and there can be situations where your combo turns are a little bit weird and you're like, okay, I guess I have to pass. So whenever you have to pass, you want to be able to kill all their creatures.
Allows you to shift into a control role,
Right.
especially when you're buying
Yeah.
time with the One Ring and such. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to keep you much longer. It's been a long weekend for all of us. Congrats again, and I look forward to seeing you on the Epic Series in 2025.
Thank you.
Wait. Did you ask about the token?
Oh, yeah, we should. So, in addition to this trophy and all the money, you are getting a custom designed token from Arcade Post that will feature your likeness. Have you given any thought to what you want that token to be?
I think it's going to be copy token.
A copy token.
Because of Mirror Pool. That's what I've been doing all year, is copying Titans with Mirror Pool. So
Awesome. Yeah, that'll be great. Can't wait to see that one unveiled. That's going to be awesome. And again, for a 3rd time, I guess. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay, let's get Todd back in here. Yeah. We are going to thank some sponsors. So, first up, Ultimate Guard, industry leader in gaming supplies. Thank you to them. Wings, etc. They do 2 things, and they do them great. Wings and etc. Can't wait to go back there tonight, get some dinner. And SpiceRack.gg, they run our tournament software, and love how responsive they are and how they improve every single time we are here. So thank you to Spice Rack and to Ghost Energy Drinks. I don't think Todd would make it through these weekends without them. myself as well. So thank you to them. Todd is still not here, but I'm here. Not sure what he's doing. Yeah, our director Taryn is here. And more importantly, Primeval Titan is here. Primeval Titan is everywhere. So look out. Coming for you too. Todd is back.
To a theater near you.
I've thanked our sponsors.
You already did?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so 2024. We're not done with the year yet in real life, but we're done with the season for Apex Gaming. Thank you to all the employees here at Apex Gaming who help keep the shop running. We have a huge play space with a full bar, food, tons of people working behind the desk to help people out. We got people behind the scenes like my man Taryn Huck, co-owner. We got Kyle Huck, who makes all this possible through sheer force of will.
Yeah. This is the biggest and best year we've had on the Apex series, and it couldn't happen without all of them. Our wonderful judge staff.
Yes.
Elliot Raff was the head judge today, and then we also had Brooke and Hammer. I don't know Hammer's actual name.
Aaron Hammer.
Aaron. Okay.
We had another judge as well. I'm sorry. I don't. Anyway,
Okay. We're sorry we
Moving
don't
on.
know what your name is, but thank you to you.
that's
as well.
on us. That one's on us.
Who is it?
Yeah, Brooks.
Brooks. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said
Okay.
Brooke. Yeah, it's Brooks.
So to recap, Primeval Titan, one heck of a card. Amulet of Vigor, maybe should have been banned 10 years ago. Who knows?
Vigor, 2 heck of a card.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
All right.
Saga, 3 heck of a card.
Okay, well, that's going to wrap it up for our 20K Invitational. The players, earned their fair share of $20,000 in cash and prizes, $4,000 to Colvos in first, as well as their likeness on a copy token from RK Post. How about that, Ross?
Can't wait to see that. And that'll be given out at Apex events next year.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a mock-up for it to show you at some point in the near future. And once we have that, we'll definitely post it on our social media. So if you're interested in Colvos's copy token, you might be able to earn one next year. Maybe be able to get one on the prize wall if you come to Apex to play. If you're an Amulet Titan player, if you like Mirror Pool or other clone effects, if you're a Commander player who likes to do that kind of thing, come get you a Colvos token next year. Yeah. Well, Ross, it's that time. It's time to head on home. It's been a great year, but I look forward to every trip I have here to Caldwell, Ohio, and I don't know where my life would be, honestly, if we weren't coming here every couple of months to do these tournaments. I know it would be a lot different.
I just don't even know where this year has gone. It feels like it should still be spring.
Yeah.
We were just starting.
It just got cold. It's been 90 degrees every day.
And but we've run a full year of events and given out a lot of money, a lot of trophies, and I can't wait to do it again with you in 2025.
Love you, brother. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much again for everyone at home who viewed our broadcast today and over the weekend. We will hopefully be back in 2025 doing it all over again. But until then, God bless Caldwell, Ohio, and say bye, Ross.
Bye, Ross.